today. From Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati, it's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. And the Cincinnati Bengals versus Lamar Jackson and the Minnesota Vikings.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. This crowd loves their orange and black. The scene just a short time ago, they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football as the Bengals get set to do battle with the Minnesota Vikings. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin, so happy to be with you to kick off this much-anticipated 2021 season. With me in the booth as we begin our sixth season together is, of course, Charles Davis. And, CD, so much to watch for coming up. What are you keeping an eye on?
Well, Brandon, I'm ecstatic to be back with you, of course, and we've got a good one right here out of the gates. I'm interested in seeing some of the changes in 2021. Running backs and wideouts, even linebackers wearing single-digit numbers.
Just about time to rock as toe gets ready to meet leather. And we are underway from Cincinnati. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by a 7-time Pro Bowl quarterback in his 10th NFL season now. That's Russell Wilson.
And similar to his nickname, Russell Wilson has a dangerous mix of skills, the ability to throw from the pocket and extend plays and throw on the run. Not to mention an absolute winner. Usually has his team in the playoffs competing for Super Bowl opportunities.
And his throw is going to be incomplete. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Wilson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Not the desired outcome, but probably won't be the last time we see him take a shot downfield.
So 2 incompletions have led him to an early 3rd and 10. Now Wilson. And this one is incomplete. The Bengals bring out their punter now. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. Ooh, the juke. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They're led out by the NFL's MVP from 2019, now in his 4th season out of Louisville, Lamar Jackson.
Early part of his career, defenses really had to focus on his running ability, and they still do. But now he's turned himself into a true dual-threat quarterback. When he plants his cleats in the ground and turns it loose, good things happen downfield.
No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Jackson. That's complete to his running back, Jefferson. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Now Jackson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack. The defense is always talking about not letting Lamar Jackson get comfortable. A good job there on his opening drive of making him uncomfortable.
And you're talking about doing it so early in the game because all week long, There's been anxiety on the defensive side of the ball. How do we keep this guy hemmed in? How do we tackle him? To get it done that early, that's got to feel great for them.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. They went 3 and out on their first drive of the new season. Not an ideal beginning as they start drive number 2, 1st and 10. They go play action with Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Wilson. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. So for this defense, a tall order ahead trying to defend against Russell Wilson. Charles, your keys for how they might go about keeping him in check?
Well, before we even get to the keys, let's start with the problems he presents, because he feels pressure so well. He's got a great 6th sense, maybe even a 7th and 8th. He knows where the pressure's coming from. He knows how to slide away from it, sometimes run away from it, and then he finds good throwing lanes to deliver downfield. So to me, it's that pressure inside, big, tall guys to make him try and throw over them and make his height work against him.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Kenneth Gainwell. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Tackle made by Chase Young.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. There's Wilson to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now it's Wilson. Well, that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And the Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And this one's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Jackson from the shotgun. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It's a loss of a yard, so they'll wind up crediting him with a sack, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, it was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
3rd and 11. And some extra depth to the secondary here. They're in the dime. Jackson now. On the move to his left. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
Here's Jack Fox now as he'll punt it away for the second time. It's taken to the 26. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals offense returns to the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And they'll begin on the ground with Gainwell. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Wilson. Throw left side, taken in by Renfro. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Now Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. This is taken at the 18. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And possession will switch hands 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. 3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up 1st downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Now a 1st down throw complete downfield. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards.
Well, he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. McCaffrey on the toss right. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. From the gun, it's Jackson. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Sanders. They'll get only a yard out out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
The key to any screenplay is all in the deception, and that means everyone on the offensive side of the ball. But someone gave it up because that one wasn't very well concealed. And the defense able to rally to him and hold him for just a short gain.
Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And his kick is good. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Back to Gainwell here on 2nd down. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Third and 2, now Wilson. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. .42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Minnesota now ready for their next possession. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. I really enjoy watching Lamar Jackson run those RPOs, Charles, but I'll tell you what, it's tough calling play-by-play because you don't know whether he handed it off or kept it.
Makes you focus, doesn't he? You've got to try and stay with it, and even when we do, we often can get it wrong because our eyes naturally go to him because he creates big plays. But if you're a runner and you're playing with Lamar Jackson, aren't you happy? He creates so much concentration on him, it should open up things for you.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice gain.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now a carry for Sanders. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now it's Jackson. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. It's Logan Wilson there to bring him down. Sports. On 2nd and 7, Wilson. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. That'll be dumped off to Gainwell. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes you're trying to find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
They go play action now. Wilson. Open man is the tight end Troutman. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2nd and 9. Throwing is Wilson. Forced out to his left. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
They'll run on 1st down. McIntosh. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They overload him that time of the safety blitz, and he winds up being dropped for a loss of 7.
And when you think of the Vikings, you think of a team that brings a lot of pressure to the quarterback, but a surprise in 2020, only 23 sacks as a unit last year. So they're in need of bigger production from their pass rush in 2021. Remember, last year's numbers, they were in the bottom 5 in the NFL. No way they want a repeat of that.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. To throw is Wilson. Open man, that's Renfro. And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a 1st down.
And here's a handoff to Gainwell. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Levante David in on the tackle.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
He lost 4 there, and it's third down. Here's Wilson. He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
First chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Now it's Wilson. Steps away to his left. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. From the gun, a give to Gainwell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And the Bengals are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a letdown defensively because they had him stacked up 3rd and long, and you know their thought process had to be just make the tackle in front of the sticks and force the 3. Instead, they allowed him room to run, and now they're facing 1st and goal, looking to regroup.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Looking to throw. Wilson. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Josh Reynolds there to make the grab. And the Bengals have taken the lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route. Ordinarily, it's probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told. And it ends with a Bengals score. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And we will not see a run back here from Harris. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near. And you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this. We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. 7 yards, the pickup there.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. From the gun, Wilson. And able to find Higbee. It's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
It's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
On 2nd down, McIntosh. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal. Two minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. McCaffrey trying to escape, but he cannot. They get him in the end zone, and that's a safety. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he wants Reynolds way downfield. And that is incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. A solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. He has not had the game that he envisioned. His team has not had the game that they've envisioned here. So how do they turn this around now?
Well, right now, what he's looking forward to doing is finding a way to get the added weight on his back. Is it like that monkey that Steve Young was talking about? Remember that in the Super Bowl?
Oh, the 95 Super Bowl.
Right, when they beat the Chargers, and, you know, he had that weight of expectations and past greats on his back. In this case, it's just bad play. Can he shake it off and then be able to play loose and free and help his team out?
See if he can do just that. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, and he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We get started up in Motown. San Francisco in town to take on Detroit in Dan Campbell's debut as head coach. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, it's over to our nation's capital to check on the football team at home at FedEx Field. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting LA Chargers. Carson Wentz has thrown a couple of touchdown passes there. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. Darnell Mooney, a touchdown reception. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a defensive struggle. Which offense can break through in the second half? To find out, let's hand it over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. No return there for Harris, and the drive will begin at the 25. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the third quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and you can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Jackson. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's third down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
And that will be incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
The Vikings send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. This is taken at the 18. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. So let's glance at a player's spotlight now with Russell Wilson. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. On the handoff, Gainwell. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. He'll find Gainwell out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Throw left side to Reynolds. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 42. Play action. Now Wilson. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Max Crosby able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, CD, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
After the sack on 1st down, Wilson, open man, Higbee, the tight end. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Vikings. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he'll be out right at the 35.
And Viking fans spent plenty of time wondering how they were going to replace Stephon Diggs when he left for Buffalo. But I think most would agree now that Justin Jefferson was the best rookie receiver in football last year. 88 catches for an even 1,400 yards. I would say the numbers don't lie.
Zach Taylor's made the decision. He's going to go ahead and throw out the red challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage. But every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
They go play action with Jackson. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's second down. The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 39. They go play action now. Jackson. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdowns to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Play action. It's Jackson. Open space inside the 10. And he's hauled away down to the 6-yard line.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey, and he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Christian McCaffrey, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings have tied it. They can grab the lead with a PAT.
And as many coaches' meetings as we sit in, we hear the word finish all the time, don't we? And on that play, the back actually finished getting into the end zone, breaking the last tackle. Tried to wrap up, tried to use the proper technique, just wasn't able to get it done.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. He's hoping to channel his first half play. They had the lead at halftime, was playing well. Flip the script here in the 3rd quarter a little bit.
I think he misses the Pee-wee days, you know, when you just got the orange slice at halftime, right? And remember, weren't any real adjustments then, right? You weren't looking at some tape, right? You weren't looking at stuff off of the Surface tablets. You just went back out and played. Right now, maybe the adjustments have caught up to him.
We'll see. Maybe he just needs a couple orange slices here for this drive. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They go play action with Wilson. Throw left side complete to Troutman.
The tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. 2nd down coming up. From the 40 now on second down. Wilson, slant pass. He's got Reynolds. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. On first down, Wilson.
That's into the hands of Khalif Raymond.
A gain of 6 there on first.
A first carry here for J.J. Taylor.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
On first down, McIntosh. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. They'll keep it on the ground. McIntosh. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On third down, Wilson. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Pete Werner drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up fourth down. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll go again with Sanders. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Vikings on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. It's caught by Sanders. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
That's so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
Second and 11.
Here's Jackson. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Throwing is Jackson.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he will have a Viking Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Running left, here's Edmonds. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. And incomplete on the deep ball. Well, this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Now Wilson on 1st down. Throw caught by Raymond. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Another run here with Sanders. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
The Vikings send out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fielded just inside the 30. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind. It's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well.
On second down now, McIntosh. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Here's Wilson to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to have the Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, to watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 34. From the shotgun, Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Again, Wilson. And that is incomplete. So on now is Brandon McManus. He has hit from as far away as 57, but that was in Denver. This for a 4th quarter lead. And McManus able to put it through. And they take the lead here by 2, 12-10.
So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ballgame, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. We come to the stadium. We hope to have the chance to witness something great. Here they've got an opportunity in a game-winning drive.
And just reduce the magnitude of it. Just break it down. Make it simple. Fun, pitch and catch. All the easy stuff. And as the drive goes on, I think that nervousness will go away and give him a chance to make all the big throws necessary to get it done.
I don't know. It's not going away, I don't think, up here in the booth. Exciting times. Let's see what happens.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6.
Now Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
Javon Kinlaw able to get him for a loss of about 3. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Now it's Jackson. Steps away. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And they've got a fourth down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for.
St. Brown on the catch. And out across midfield down to the 45. Jackson.
He'll buy some time right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
Jackson.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. A potential field goal, if you're thinking about that, almost 55 yards from here as they try to get closer on third down.
Jackson to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
And his kick is no good. And just barely missing it wide to the right. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all three timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll keep it on the ground. McIntosh. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. Here's Wilson. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big connection on that one. 31 yards.
Well, dialing up that play call certainly meant that he grabbed a little extra shot of courage on that one, because normally on 3rd and short, you're just trying to move the sticks, get the ball just past that line of scrimmage. Instead, they take the big shot downfield, and it pays off.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. The Bengals go down to a knee in the victory formation. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. And they take a knee. And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. They go down to a knee, and the new campaign off to a good start. It's a win here in Week 1. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Cincinnati, a win's a win as they eke out the 2-point victory to take the season opener. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Glendale to take on the Cardinals.